Are you looking to win your mini leagues and climb the ranks? Well, then here are 5 differentials to help you do that. Let's get into it.
Yo, listen up, Rue is stepping up the game, where fantasy Premier League runs in his veins. From transfers to captains, he's always on top, guiding you through every game week non-stop. They say Rue got that Salah flow. Welcome to the channel, enjoy the show. Wild cards, free hits with so much vibe. If you're hunting for success, then make sure you subscribe.
G'day mate, welcome back to the channel. My name's FPL Root and welcome back to another FPL video. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at the top 5 differentials you need to be bringing in order to help you climb the ranks and win your mini leagues. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe and smash a like on this video if you do like it. So first up, we'll go for a goalkeeper. Yes, I know it's not really the most exciting differential, so I won't spend too long before we move on to the I guess the midfielders and the forwards and maybe even one defender. So I've gone for Mark Flecken, the Brentford goalkeeper. So it is kind of hard to not have a differential goalkeeper as there's not that many above 10% owned. But I'm talking about goalkeepers that are not involved in like Areola, Turner, even though he's not playing anymore. Ederson is classed as non-differential. Onana, Leno, Alisson, Pope. So them sort of players are kind of the most common goalkeepers. But in terms of differential, Flecken is one of the best out there. So 2.6% owned, 4.5 million. Yes, his next fixture against Arsenal at home is not the best, but for me, the fixtures after that look really, really good. And although you could argue that Brentford's defence hasn't been great this season, in terms of points for Flecken, he hasn't really got many clean sheets. He did keep a clean sheet though in game week 9 and 10, which is crucial. Which is the last few game weeks, which is good. So he is technically on good form. And he also kept a clean sheet in game week 2 against Fulham away. But apart from that, they haven't really kept clean sheets and they have been conceded quite a few goals. So for me, yes, Brentford are not the best defensively, but like I said, the fixtures coming up look really, really good. So Arsenal at home is not a good fixture, so let's kind of discount that one. Hopefully you have a bench goalkeeper you can play in that game if it is Areola or someone else. But after that, their fixtures are really, really good. So Luton at home, Brighton away, Sheffield United away, Villa at home. They do have a blank game week though in game week 18, so that is something to take into consideration. So you probably need to have 2 playing goalkeepers if you do bring in Flecken. But after game week 18, Brentford will have a double game week. It's potentially going to be between game week 18. So after that, game week 19, 20, 21, potentially. We don't know that yet, but potentially. But we know they definitely will have a double game week because they will be missing game week 18. Even their fixtures after game week 18, without the double game week, do look really, really good. So Wolves at home, Palace away, Forest at home. So them 3 really, really good fixtures. For me, I would be looking to bring in Flecken if you have had enough of Areola. If you still got Onana, I'd probably give him one more game week and then transfer him out. But he is looking like he's flagged at the moment, so we're not too sure on that one either. For me, though, I think Flecken is a really good differential. And we know Brentford can be solid defensively. It's just they don't really have the fixtures to do that in the previous few game weeks, even though they did keep a clean sheet against Chelsea away. West Ham at home, they conceded 2. Liverpool away, they conceded 3. So, yes, recency, they've kept 2 clean sheets, but overall the season it's not good enough. But hopefully these fixtures coming up can mean they keep a few more clean sheets, and that's why I think Flecken is a good option. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. So when we're talking about a differential defender, it's best to look at defenders that do get attacking returns, and Kufal is that defender for me. Yes, West Ham defensively haven't been great, but the fixtures coming up do look so solid. And for 4.6 million and only 3.5% owned, I do think is a really good option. Burnley away next up for West Ham. Then they've got Palace at home, then Spurs away, then Fulham away, and Wolves at home in game week 17. So some really, really good fixtures in there for Kufal. Also in game week 18, which is where Brentford have a blank, West Ham have Man United at home. Who knows if that's a good fixture or not? I know Man United are one of the most informed teams at the moment, but we know how bad they can be. And for me, I think that is not a bad fixture considering City and Brentford do blank in that game week. But in terms of overall attacking wise, he is very, very attacking. Kufal, he's got quite a few assists this season. Yes, West Ham, like I said, defensively have been I would say bad, to be honest. Have been pretty bad. I think Kufal, the fact that he can get assists and he can maybe score the odd goal. He hasn't scored this season, but he has got 4 assists, and that were all done in between game week 5 and game week 8. So, and there were some tough games in that as well. So City at home, Liverpool away, Sheffield United at home, Newcastle at home. He got 4 assists in a row. Obviously, he's got 4 blanks in a row now. But I think with the fixtures coming up for West Ham, I think it's a really good time to jump onto Kufal. With Burnley away, like I said, Palace at home, and then Spurs, obviously a tough game, but Fulham and then Wolves. But for me, West Ham really needed to win that game in game week 12 against Forest, and they did. Although they did concede 2 goals, I do think that the fixtures coming up, they're going to be getting some results, and if not, then Moyes will be under pressure with the amount they lost before that. They've only won 2 game weeks. They've only won 2 games since game week 4, so they are a bit under pressure, I'd say. But for me, I think Kufal is a really, really good option if you're looking for a differential that can get attacking returns, and you just got to hope that West Ham do decide to turn it around defensively. But yeah, Kufal is a good option for me. We'll move on to the midfielders and the forwards, which we're all waiting for. So here we have is the definition of a differential. Maybe even I'd go as far as saying someone that you probably shouldn't be bringing in, but that's what differentials are all about. It's all about kind of predicting the future of a player that doesn't look like he's going to score points, but he actually does. So I've gone for Doucouré, the Everton midfielder. I actually did mention him a few weeks ago, and he has been doing okay, to be honest. Obviously, he's only for 5.5 million and 0.7% owned. With Everton's 10-point deduction, I'm sure they're going to be raring to go in the next game week. They're going to be wanting to fight for their lives. The whole world's kind of against them now. They've seen Man City have allegations of 100 and some charges against them. I think Chelsea have charges, but they're the ones that have actually got the points deducted. So I'm sure they're going to have that chip on their shoulder, and they're going to want to show that they can still stay up even with this 10-point deduction. Doucouré's fixtures do look okay, I'd say, coming up. So Man United at home, Nottingham Forest away, Newcastle at home, Chelsea at home, and Burnley away. So a mixed bag there. For me, though, I think Everton have actually picked up a bit of form recently. I'm not sure if they knew about the 10-point deduction previously and they wanted to kind of go into it with a good points tally, because they're only actually 4 points from safety, so it's not the end of the world for them. But it is going to be tough for them. I do think they're going to need to stick together, which is why I think Doucouré is actually a good option at this current stage, especially right after the point deduction. So the last 3 games, they beat West Ham 1-0 away from home, drew with Brighton at home, and then beat Palace away from home. So they've actually picked up a few results over the last, I'd say, 6 game weeks. And Doucouré has been a big part of that. So far this season, he scored 4 goals and 2 assists. He got a goal and assist last time out against Palace, a goal against Bournemouth in game week 8, goal against Brentford in game week 6, goal against Sheffield United in game week 4. So for me, he can get goals and assists. So I do think he's a really, really good option. The only thing I'd say is, around that price point, you do have players like Anthony Gordon, you do have players like Cole Palmer. You could argue that they probably are better, but like I said, this is a differential video. If you are looking for someone that is a bit left field, is a bit out of the box, then I think Doucouré can be your man. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. So just creeping into the differential bracket of under 10% owned is James Ward-Prowse, coming in at 6.1 million. I've gone through West Ham's fixtures, so I won't bore you again. They are on screen, so definitely check them out. If you're not watching, then I read them out for Kufal anyway, so you'll get them from there. James Ward-Prowse has, I'd say, impressed me this season. A lot of the time at Southampton, I didn't really see him as an FPL option. I know a lot of people jumped onto him where he kind of went on a little purple patch and he got a few returns, a few free kicks here and there. But so far this season, he's been really consistent, to be honest. 9.6% owned, like I said, just in the bracket of a differential, 54 points, which is 19 short of Bowen, who's had a great season so far. 6.1 million too, I do think is a really, really good option. The only thing you're missing with Ward-Prowse is probably the goals. He's only scored 2 this season, and they came in game week 3 and game week 5. But it's the assists for me. The assists are are what you're buying him for. And with James Ward-Prowse, I feel like you need to hold him. There's no point in kind of bringing him in and then getting fed up where he blanks in 2 game weeks in a row and then taking him out. But like I said, with Palace's fixtures coming up, I do think he can be a really, really good option. He got 2 assists last time out against Forest Forest at home actually, 2, and his expected assist was 0.57, and he ended up getting 2 assists. So that's the stuff you kind of want to see. Also, he's on free kicks, he's on set pieces. He can get goals from kind of anywhere from open play, from, like I said, from corners, from free kicks. For me, I do think he's a really good differential. If you are looking to kind of save that money on Jared Bowen, or you've had enough of Matoma, then I think it is a good switch to go to Ward-Prowse. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Last but not least, we've got Awoniyi, the Nottingham Forest forward. So 6.4 million, 2.2% owned. I did actually recommend him earlier on in the season, but he went and got injured, which was a little bit annoying. I also recommended his counterpart, Chris Wood, his teammate Chris Wood, where he ended up getting a brace in that game week. So who knows? Is it a case of Forest forwards that I'm recommending end up getting a brace? But like I said, yeah, the fixtures do look really, really good for Forest. Brighton at home, Everton at home, so 2 really good home games. We know how much Brighton are shipping goals at the moment. They're not looking good at defensively at all. Everton at home, Fulham away, Wolves away, and Spurs at home. So some really, really good fixtures there. Fulham is a really good fixture for Forest, albeit away from home. Wolves is a bit of a derby, I'd say, Midlands derby. Obviously not the same part of the Midlands, but it is kind of a Midlands derby, especially now Leicester are not in the league. So Forest are kind of relying on that West Midlands derby for being a derby. Yeah, and Spurs at home, who knows defensively how well, if Van der Ven potentially could be better than. We know Romero and Udogie will be, but with Eric Dyer in there, who knows how well defensively Spurs can be. In terms of how he's done this season, it's been a bit of a mixed bag for Awoniyi, I'd say. He's got 42 points, but he has had a few injuries which have seen him miss a couple games, and even missed the first game of the season where he only came on as a sub. So he missed game week 8 and 9 with an injury, and also game week 10 he came on as a sub as well. But he still managed to score 4 goals and 2 assists, which I think is a really, really good tally for only 8 starts. So that's, yeah, six returns in 8 starts for me is a really, really good return. And with Forest fixtures, like I've mentioned, I think he can be the almost ultimate differential, and he's only 2.2% owned. So it's not even like he's James Ward-Prowse level where he's just a differential. He's a well differential and could change your rank completely if he does do well. If someone that has kind of had enough of Watkins, whose fixtures turn for the worse, I guess, over the next few game weeks, someone who maybe has Alvarez and is looking to get him out before he's blank, or even get him out now because their fixtures are still a little bit tricky, then I think Awoniyi can be a good option if you do want to kind of chase that rank. For me, between Awoniyi and Solanke, I'd probably just prefer Awoniyi, but I think Solanke is a really good option too. Don't get me wrong, it's very, very close, but I'd say 51%, 49% to Awoniyi. But yeah, that was it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of these differentials, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.